Hello and welcome to the Portuguese Grand Prix with McAllister and Paul from the Sarakiara. You've got UK Ball, Blade Sonic and Pavagorov. I'm Bama's lines of 6th with Ultra in 7th. Then the Magic shares that row with Smalls in P9, Bravo P10, Benedetto running off the top half the grid, starting off the bottom half was Sierra and Boxarov. We've got Campo, Fernandez, Jonathan Sim, Jake Kubica, Black Wallace, Noah Herring, MP4, Zygmunt, and Livery. So here we are in Portugal, the third round of the season. 5 red lights are off, and we're green in Portugal. And it is a good start from the Mercedes guys off the front, who are neck and neck into the first corner. They were side by side for quite a bit. Blitzer is also getting alongside McAllister there. Sierra picking himself a penalty. And as we look here, we're just having to slow down quite substantially because of something happening in that first sector. It's Jonathan Sim is steering. His steering has broken and he is stuck there. There's nothing he could do. He will be out of this race. Unfortunately, it's just pretty early in the morning, so I might sound a bit tired. That is to be expected. And virtual safety cars out. Jonathan Sim officially out of the Portuguese Grand Prix here on lap 1 of the race. That is unfortunate, but that is the harsh reality of Formula 1. One small error and that could be your race over. As the VFC is ending, and there we are, we're underway once again. Casa getting a very slow start, but Sarakiara, who won the first 2 races of the season so far, which will be the only 2, he is doing absolute bits right now because he has got an incredible getaway, and Mercedes are really elevated both manufacturer and constructors championships at the moment. And McAllister P2, he's closed in though overall in the sector by a very small gap. And I take that back actually because Sergio has pulled away again. As we go down the hill, I'm going to be going around the corkscrew now. It's an incredible corner, the corkscrew. So I went round the corkscrew, Sergio fastest in the second sector. And the third sector is also a really quick one. You're mostly full throttle for that entire sector, with the exception of twice, which were the 2 sharper corners. Sorry about that. Just 7 AM troubles. There's enough going on between the top 3 there, as you can very much see. So we don't need to focus there, but if we go here, I know Babinus. You're not far behind UK Ball, but UK Ball does seem to be gapping him a bit. And speaking of UK Ball, he's right there behind Grigorov. So Grigorov will probably feeling the pressure there. As remember, Dragon and Renault, they have the same performance. Both of them cars, same performance. Driver skills, the same as well. And as we look at the top, Sergio for 1 second lead, that is a good thing for him. Fernandez, right behind the Benedetto, they could be side by side soon, you know. If we go and flick the back straight, we could see them side by side. Ferrari's probably hoping for a better season than this. The Magic being in P7, Mr. Rock being P9 is really good for the Sauber team as well. They've made pretty good upgrades into this season. Team that hasn't done good with upgrades is Williams. Williams, from a consistent point scorer to a consistent high point scorer, have went from that to be outside the top 10 constantly. That there is an absolute shame. Like, it really is. Whereas, the Benedetto does get a fast time penalty, as was shown on your screens just before. And McAllister finally making up some ground in this race. He's setting himself 4 times behind Sergio. So it's not going to be long before we could see a battle between the top two. And McAllister just seems to be doing better around that corner, as he's opening up his DRS ring now. As Gore at his pits. Yeah, as behind Babas does as well. McAllister can't quite get a move done yet. Gore leaves his pit box. Babas seems to be held up slightly. And if he was, it'd probably make no effect in the end. And the tyres, because they're wearing out, it's going to be pit stop soon for these guys. Sergio, currently the one with the pit stop advantage. He's got the priority in the team right now. It just depends, will he hand over a pit stop this lap to his teammate and keep going, or will he take it for himself? He only got 50 points in the championship, so he could probably make up for improving it, just in case he has a fate of, so that is similar to having go off, he pits. When I say I will go off, I mean the last season one, where he got caught, but he just pulled away again. There was exiting the pits, the Magic having a slow down. That's not going to look good for the team, as the Magic takes to the pit stop. It is medium tyres for the Magic. It's good stuff in Sauber, but they're probably not going to be happy being held up like that before. Livery quite a bit behind, but Livery has pit on the new tyres prior, so we'll have to see. Livery out ahead of Zygmunt, who's now in last place in the Grand Prix for McLaren Mercedes. The Porsche Zach Wells down P19. This is not the Zach Wells we've seen last season at all. This Porsche not even far off the top, so I don't really see much issues why Zach Wells is so low in this race. And just the season in general. McAllister pits. Will UK ball pit? That's the question. Yes, it does. So Ultra also pitting, getting off the mediums early. That could be the right call, as Ultra seems to have been held up. UK gets out ahead of Ultra. He is held up a bit, but he is crucially still ahead of the Renault driver. So Renault's going to have it all to play for right now. He needs to try his best and get ahead of the Dragon. It's Benedetto. He is under threat there. Sergio, the rifle race leader, from the Benedetto and MP4, as you can very much see right here. So if you heard a lack of stuff there, I was just having some issues right there. Gregorov with P3 is a pretty strong place in the Grand Prix, as we shall know. And sorry if you saw a little kid there or a quick little menu screen. That was just me having to pause. My apologies. I just go back to the racing. I'm feeling a little bit more alive, which is good. Considering that I felt dead before. Sergio though with the P1, it's incredible. De Benedetto into the pit lane. He's going to have to serve his 5-second time penalty and get off the tyres, which are on 34%. I will tell you that. That is not good, but it is impressive how he's stretched the tyres for so long. As the team holding him up. And they're finally getting on the softs. There it is. He is exiting the pits, and that there, it's gonna be P20 for him. Unless Zygmunt can get ahead. It's gonna be close. Zygmunt does get ahead. Goes off track, but he is ahead before the turn. And crucially, that is P20 for the McLaren driver. That might not last long because De Benedetto with DRS, he's on fresh tyres as well. So I highly doubt Zygmunt's going to keep that place for much longer. Because De Benedetto, he's on the charge. And now we are. Around the outside we go. Of the McLaren. And that is De Benedetto up another place at the P20 as we reach the corkscrew. Which is a pretty nice part of this track. It's probably the most favourable part of the track as well. Sergio now with a 2-second lead. McAllister 2.16 behind. As Grigorov lies just over a second behind. Later on, Sonic go to P4 place. He's not far behind McAllister. So I think Later on Sonic does have a chance of getting through the DRS of McAllister. As for an overtake, I do not know. That all depends on the drivers in this race, but as Grigorov will start hold up McAllister, Later on Sonic will then start closing into that gap as well. So second and third, they're a good one. They are good ones to look out for at the moment. McAllister already eager to make the move. He's desperate just to get away, but he's compromised himself there. Grigorov enters the pit lane already, going for an early stop on the softs. 6 laps is questionable from Grigorov, considering he could easily do a 2-stop by just going a little bit longer, but if this is a 3-stop with planning, I don't know how that's going to work. If it's a 2-stop, it's a pretty big gamble. As Wallace passes by, Grigorov exits the pit P17 overall in the end. Let's see how many positions the Bulgarian can make up in his time here. And it's the 2 Saubers, Magic and Mr. Bob. They're not far from each other either. So no small gaps, like a train, but like it's a bit more spread out. That's what we're seeing. McAllister has got DRS, and that is perfect thing because Sergio just goes into the pit lane, scrambling on the softs. It's another early stopper for the second stop of the race. Sergio. As the data crew coming out there, we can see it is for Ina Babeles. And it's soft tires for him. Livery gets himself a penalty as well for causing a collision with Zygmunt. Oh, you can see it's definitely with Zygmunt. There's damage to the car as well. He enters the pit lane. He's gonna have to serve the penalty. And Fernandez, he gets a penalty as well. Both Ferrari drivers have gotten a penalty this race, and I'm assuming that contact was with Sebastian Ocampo, who does have damage. He has damage to the car. It'll probably just be a slight tap, so it would affect him. Ocampo will not be affected really. It'll be essentially the force loss will be negligible. That's how small it'll be. And Ocampo's still fighting with Fernandez. This one Fernandez should just give the place up. I think he should. He's got the penalty. He's probably going to be coming at the pits now anyways. No, he's not. He's not going to the pits. He wants the revenge. He's going straight for the overtake on Ocampo, who drops down to P5. We all know that will not be P5 at the end, so But just like leaving the pit, and he's ahead of De Benedetto. But as we come around the first couple of corners, De Benedetto does swoop ahead. Now, but just like he has got the DRS, and this should be an easy one. Serra, he's got a penalty. And that is not going to be good for him whatsoever in this Grand Prix. It might have been for Glenn with combo. With Checo Campo's car, it has a slight bit more damage. What are we looking at? That is just weird, what we've just seen there. Yes, Serra, the man who was leading this race, who was looking to take another win, he's now got a penalty, and that could be costly in the end. He came over with his tyres. Can he stretch them to the end? There'll be 2 laps to go after this one. Will he be going for the one-stop strategy? Will that be the strategy that works out in the end? You never say never, especially in this scenario. A.G.E, he's in prime position to win this if he could just stay out on track. But Gorov, he's chased it down. Yesterday's second lap, but he's on fresher soft tyres. Well, they're not fresh at all, but they're way fresher than A.G.E's tyres. As A.G.E going around the corkscrew now, you see him on the map there. As livery is quite a bit behind everyone else. As Zygmunt leaving the pits, livery takes the place. Zygmunt has a chance to regain that position now, as the gap out in front keeps reducing and reducing. What will Dragon do to A.G.E? Will they bring him in or not? They keep him out. They are keeping him out. Could this finally be the one good race this season for A.G.E? First race, he's crashed out by the Magic. Second race, he's crashed out by a whole bunch of carnage and ended up finishing really low. First race, he just didn't finish at all. The Magic sets fast lap, speaking of them. And this could finally be the race for A.G.E, where he's back on top to winning ways once again. It's getting a win normally, but we can't be celebrating like this right now in case you are celebrating back home, because just one lap ago the gap was like 8 seconds or so. Now yes, Serra is the one ahead of Gorov. Serra currently looking to drop down to P4 in this race, and the Magic, who's just at the fast lap, to get a time penalty added on to a race time at the end of the race. And that is not going to benefit her whatsoever, because it's going to drop down and it's going to lose points for Salva. It's actually going to drop out the points entirely. Sebastian Campo finally be looking towards a good race. A.G.E staying out onto the final lap of this race. Serra pulled away from Gorov, because Serra he'll be desperate to make an attempt to just minimize the damage. But McAllister sets the fastest lap of the race on lap 14. As he is right behind Gorov. This is what we wanted all race. We're finally getting the miles where we need. McAllister is just zooming right ahead of Gorov, who can't do anything about it. The gap though, 3 seconds out in front. The gap is getting smaller and smaller, and time is running out for A.G.E, who's struggling. His tyres are done for. They're on 24%. They could give way any time. He's going around the corner for the final time of this race. It's 2.9. There on Serra in the background, as well as McAllister, probably at the same time. It's now a 2-second gap, but they've just not had enough laps to do this. A.G.E finally, with a good result, eats the race win in Portimao. A.G.E wins the Portuguese Grand Prix from McAllister, who set the fast lap again. Gorov comes home, then Blade Dragon Sonic. Ultraro's next. He misses out on some extra points there. Mr. Bob P8 is going to be P7 in the end. Bravo's super close to there at the end. Ocampo's going to P11. He's not going to score any points either. Kubica just clutching P14. got Haring, Sierra Fernandez, Zygmunt, and Livery. Livery, geez, you're quite behind. Well, what a race it was for UK Ball. McAllister also really close. Theoretically, he could have also got himself the win if he was just a little bit quicker. UK Ball pulling out the perfect strategy there. It was the quickest one overall, I could very much say. There's enough for that running. We're finally able to look at the podium. Here it is. UK Ball. It is first race back. No, it's third race back in Dragon. He's actually managed to get a good result. I'm sure these were his first points of the season as well, and he gets it for win. Dragon are back. McAllister and Grigorov, I think that is, stand on the podium proud, and we shall listen to the British national anthem. UK Ball wins from McAllister, who set the fastest lap. And we had Grigorov, Blade Sonic, David Sarakieva, Ultra Bro, Mr. Bob, Anabablis, Ravo, Malika Mandrick, Sebastian Ocampo, Boksarov, M4 Kavitsa, Dominic Benedetto, Noah Haring, Zach Wallace, Pablo Sierra, Carlos Bananas, Zygmunt, Livery, and then of course Jonathan Sim retiring on lap 1 due to going off the track and the steering just breaking. That's it for the Portuguese Grand Prix. I know last time I said it was Magellan next, but it was actually Portugal. It's Magellan next finally, so I won't make the same mistake as last time. We've got Magellan next. I hope to see you in Magellan for the new Grand Prix, for the new layout at Magellan, in Magellan, Italy. Goodbye, and see you in Magellan. Geez, that's my Magellan.